Lahaina could go from this to this if developers get their way. Gentrification is nothing new for Hawaii, but the Lahaina wildfires are calling attention to another kind, climate gentrification. Now, when we say climate gentrification, we're talking about how real estate developers use extreme weather events as an opportunity to drive up real estate prices in a certain area. Take Miami, for instance, where real estate developers targeted and bought sections of Black neighborhoods that sat on higher ground. They did that as a way to entice wealthier residents who resided closer to the water because they're now threatened by rising sea levels. In other cases like Lahaina, developers take advantage of land availability post-disaster, offering displaced residents large sums of money to buy their property and then turn it for profit. Just days after the wildfires, displaced locals on Maui reportedly began receiving inquiries from prospective buyers looking to purchase their properties, a temporary band-aid that would drop a large sum of money into their laps, but an amount many housing activists point out that wouldn't be enough for them to rebuild in the same affected area. We spoke to resident and affordable housing advocate Sterling Higa, who framed Hawaii's housing situation in the aftermath of the wildfires like this.
It means more and more inequality. On Maui, because of our upscale tourist market, we really have both extremes where billionaires are here and at the same time, people living in crushing poverty. If Lahaina is captured by developers, it will literally contrast all of that tremendous wealth with a community that was destroyed with fire.
Hawaii is already one of the most expensive places to live in the U.S. In Maui County, more than half the renters spend at least 30% of their income on housing, according to the Washington Post. And in Lahaina, approximately half of the residents there rent. Some of the most affected are Native Hawaiians themselves, a root that goes back centuries. Hawaii Governor Josh Green said he's working towards establishing a moratorium on the purchasing of properties affected by the wildfires, but in the meantime, local housing advocates like Higa have urged people to remain vigilant. In order to protect locals from being pushed out, Higa said that federal agencies and the government will need to provide funds, housing, and resources to keep the land out of exploitative hands.
There is a pervasive feeling in many communities that sometimes development happens to them rather than for them. It will be important that the community voice is represented in the rebuilding process.